Palestinians arrive in the southern Gaza town of Rafah after fleeing an Israeli ground and air assault on the nearby city of Khan Younis on Monday, Jan. 29, 2024. Israel expanded its attack, saying it was Khan Younis' stronghold. Tel Aviv, Israel. An Israeli document seized Monday included allegations against a dozen UN employees, country said, were involved in October 7 Hamas attack. 7 people, including one who participated in kidnapping and another, allegedly raided Israeli territory and helped steal body of a soldier. Allegations against employees of the UN agency Palestinian refugees have led Western countries to freeze vital funds for the body, which is a lifeline desperate Palestinians in Gaza. The UN condemned the disgusting alleged acts and dismissed 9 accused workers, including teachers and a social worker. 2 of them have, and the identity of the last one has not yet been determined. The charges come after years of tensions with Israel over the work of the agency known as UNRWA in Gaza, where it employs about 13,000 people, despite humanitarian catastrophe unfolding in besieged region, where Israel's war against Hamas has displaced vast majority of population, and authorities say a quarter of Palestinians are starving. Major donors including US and Britain have cut funding, with majority of its budget in doubt, and UNRWA spending contributions received throughout the year. Agency says it will be forced to cease operations within weeks if funding is not restored. Significant gaps continue in the ceasefire talks. The threat to the UN body came as Israel said Sunday ceasefire talks were constructive, but significant gaps remained in any potential agreement. The talks are aimed at giving some breathing space to war-torn Gaza and ensuring the release of more than 100 hostages still held in the region. Hamas spokesman Osama Hamdan told reporters in Beirut that talks were continuing, but the group was insisting on a more permanent ceasefire before releasing more hostages. Qatar's prime minister, who serves as mediator with Hamas, was more optimistic, saying that mediators in United States and Middle East had reached a framework proposal for ceasefire and release of hostages to be presented to militant group. Speaking at the Atlantic Council in Washington, Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Thani said mediators were making good progress. Meanwhile, Israeli forces continue to fight Palestinian militants in different parts of Gaza, even in areas where the army has been operating for months. Israel ordered residents of the western part of Gaza City to evacuate, urging them to move south. The army also said it has been fighting militants and carrying out airstrikes recent days in other parts of northern Gaza, which suffered a crackdown the first weeks of the war and where Israel claims it largely dispersed Hamas. Militants also fired a barrage of about 15 rockets into central Israel for the first time in weeks. The war was sparked by a